Here we are, Neal. What's going on, man?
Not too much. I woke up to some good news. Not actually.
Yep. Break it down.
It's the 19 unit that I've mentioned a proper 35 times and been super excited about. That's supposed to be closing next week. Hopefully still closing next week, but I got the news like first thing this morning that the financing is dragging along. I've signed all the documents. It's been approved for literally like 6 weeks. And this morning they're like, yeah, about funding on Monday. And I'm like, what do you mean about funding on Monday? And they're like, well,
I feel like this is Groundhog Day level stuff because we've been talking about this, man, probably in every second episode. But it's legitimate. This is what happens with these commercial deals all the time. My deal that was supposed to close on the 14th and then was supposed to close on the 26th. Here it is the 2nd, and we're closing today, which is exciting. Yeah, closing the refi today and then closing the actual deal tomorrow. But that money is in the trust account with the lawyer, so that is a done deal. So that includes the two refis on the 15 unit and the 12 unit that cleared just over $1 million, of which about $350 just goes right to the closing of this new property, and then I'll have the balance $650, which will go to the first of all, the renovation of the 8 unit, but then also the big project on Portland Street, the 60 unit build.
You did 35% down on that?
Yes, not by choosing. I mean, this is the thing.
By
like
fundamental.
You can run the numbers all you want. You can get the appraisal to support the value, but then the bank says, but no one here pays any rent of any significance, so we're not going to loan you 75-25, right? Like they only felt comfortable 65% loan to value, so I had to put 35% down on it. But like we were talking about before we started, there's some advantages to that. Like I just look at that as money that's I'm going to get later, and it's going to be a pleasant surprise, right? So I had to put an extra $100,000 down on it, and it's like, well, that sucks in the moment, but once I'm completed the project and once I'm doing the refi on that, I'm going to get all that back. True. Right? So it's kind of forced savings.
It's not lost. It's not extra cost, but it's just in the moment you do have to put the extra cash down. Yeah,
would I rather the liquidity now? Absolutely. And it's very fortunate that this is a situation that I'm paying, coming up with the down payment through a refinance of 2 other properties, because if I was just trying to come out of pocket for this or didn't have these refis lined up,
could be catastrophic.
Oh yeah, the difference between $250,000 down and $350,000 down,
50% more. That's
that's a problem. But that is getting across the finish line, albeit 2 weeks late. But yours, that was 2 weeks late, and 2 weeks late now it's what are they telling you?
Well, so my original date was this coming Monday.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we had an original date like 3 months ago, but I was like, there's no chance that that's happening.
The original
date. So we did one extension to today, and that's when I firmed up on the deal. And then this one, like I was feeling really good about it. Like these guys came with an awesome offering. Thought it was all good to go, signed the documents up. It is a refi to buy, same sort of thing. We're pulling out around $1 million, throwing it all back down on the next one. But then like this last week, I was like, man, things have gotten real quiet. Like I got a call from the bank like 2 weeks ago.
Conventional lender or conventional money?
Yeah, it is conventional money. It's 75%. It's like a reasonable rate. They're a new group out of Toronto that hasn't done a ton of lending here. It's actually, I think, like a fund more so than a bank.
Yep.
And so, everything was looking great. The bank called me last week and they said, hey, we're just have this bank calling to do a credit check or a bank verification check on your banking. And I was like, oh, sweet. Like that must be like a final step.
Yep.
They're calling to actually check my bank accounts and then toss everything to my lawyer. Bada boom, bada bing. Come to find out, I guess that's not the final step. And they're blaming on their end on lawyers. I was going to say, I don't know what your delay was, but they're saying, I think Stuart McKelvey's representing them.
Right.
And they're like, they're still looking at all the stuff and they want 2 weeks to look at the documents. And then it's Christmas. So like realistically it'd be like the first, second week of January. And I'm like,
oh, damn.
I'm like, nah, that's a no deal.
When I was broke, I had rich habits. When I was broke, I had rich habits.